What is going on? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We've got some news about the Galaxy S26 line versus the new iPhone 17s that were just announced, and some of it is not so great for the Samsung side, and I wanted to go through that with you guys because I think it's very telling of where the future of Samsung hopefully is going to change in some ways and then maybe stay the same in others. So let's talk about this. You can see from this one right here, Apple has released the iPhone 17 series. And also I told you the charging power of the 26 Pro and 26 Edge, which is 25 watts. Let me start with the conclusion. Samsung is very dangerous, saying that the 26 Pro and 26 Edge only support 25 watt charging, while the full range, aka all of the iPhone 17s, support 40 watt charging. So the charging speeds on the new iPhone are faster than what we're going to get with the S26. And people in the comments are asking, hey, they can still change that. No, they can't. He said they're basically at mass production at this point, and it's not going to happen. So iPhone 17s across the board this generation are going to take the cake for faster charging speeds versus the S26, except for maybe the Ultra, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment here. The Ultra, if you wanted to know, is also having some issue, or if you want to look at it like that. Basically, he says that he's afraid to tell us. I'm worried that you're going to be angry. How could we be angry with you? Samsung's Galaxy S26 Ultra new 3x sensor is actually degraded or downgraded with only 10 megapixels. It is smaller than the current S25 Ultra. Therefore, it is true that I propose that the Samsung cameras leaders step down, not just talking about it. What they have done is really too much. And someone brings up a good point, saying that, hey, isn't it that they're going to be using a 12 megapixel sensor? And he goes on to say that, yes, that is true, but they're only using 10 megapixels from it. Now, are we going to see a huge loss in quality or any loss of quality, or is it going to be improvement? I would be guessing that it's either going to look very similar to the photos that we're getting now with that telephoto and not so different, have it be much better or much worse. We'll have to test it when it comes out. I think this is being a little bit overblown. Even if it was 12 megapixels, is it going to be that big of a difference? Probably not, but still something for us to piss and moan about. That is for damn sure. He also says that the iPhone 17 Pro series features a brighter display with an anti-reflecting coat, if that sounds familiar at all, as the S26 Ultra, offering up to 1000 nits manual brightness and a peak brightness of 3000 nits. It comes with a 40 watt dynamic power adapter supporting up to 60 watts fast charging, capable of reaching 50% charge in just 20 minutes. With the addition of a more practical 4x telephoto lens, it seems that the S26 Ultra has some serious competition. Now, he doesn't mention what the brightness is on the 26 Ultra or what it will be. Maybe it'll be 3000 nits as well. Previously, it was 2600 nits. So right now, if it doesn't change, iPhone's going to beat it. iPhone is also capable of going up to 60 watt charging, just like the 26 Ultra is meeting that, and also charging in 20 minutes to 50%, which is amazing, with the addition of a more practical 4x telephoto lens, which is 3x on the S26 Ultra. So it looks like the iPhone Pro and Pro Max are definitely, just on a hardware level, going to give the iPhone, or give the Galaxy line, a total run for its money and potentially even beat it in some ways. The S26 line isn't even going to be out until January or February. Man, what are we looking at here? Are we looking at not a lot of upgrade comparatively to the iPhone? Is it putting in line in a lot of ways with the iPhone? Because if you remember the past, the Galaxy phones, spec-wise, were almost always a lot better. Like the megapixels were a lot higher, and they still are. The charging speeds were always a lot faster. The cameras in general just had a lot higher megapixels and all that and everything. And not to say they were always better than the iPhone, but just on a hardware spec level, they always were. And it doesn't seem like we're getting that much anymore. What are your thoughts on this? How do you feel? For me, it's more like Android is just, for me, a superior operating system. And what Samsung does with the software and the AI is definitely a step ahead of what Apple does in a lot of ways, and what other manufacturers of Android do as well. And that's what you live in and breathe in. And the hardware is still really great on Samsung. So I'm not that worried about it, but I always like to see the companies that I am fans of and that I put my money into to really push the envelope hardware wise. Because at this point in my life, I can afford to get the best that a company has to offer. And I generally do. And is Samsung giving us the best they have to offer? That is a good question. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.